Biden's cabinet member resign after disrespectful behavior.
Okay.
Now, Silk, in my humble opinion, I can have an opinion.
Yeah.
I don't believe that Biden's cabinet member is the problem.
Okay.
I believe that it starts at the head.
At the
if
head.
you ever want to know what's wrong with the body of people, check the head. So if the head is disrespectful, it's going to trickle down to the body of people.
To the rest
so
of the
let's
body.
check out Jim Crow Joe Biden.
Ooh.
You remember it wasn't that long ago that he called a journalist that SOB word.
Yeah, I remember
But you see how the disrespect is at the head and it trickles down to the bottom? Ain't no sense of getting rid of the bottom. We need to start at the top, and he needs to speak off.
Speaking of heads, they talking about checking him.
They should. They should. There's something seriously wrong here with this whole picture, you all.
Yeah.
We not crazy. I know y'all not crazy. We just looking at this here and seeing how long this all gonna play out.
But when I look at him, he's looking
but I'm
crazy.
just telling you that no, I don't think that the cabinet member should resign. I really think that Biden should resign.
Yeah.
Because Biden has been the most disrespectful, not only to journalists, but to we, the American people. He has been very disrespectful.
Very.
I have no disregards for us making our own choices. Think he can control us and act like a dictator.
And yell at us.
Forget that we are a constitutional republic, not a dictatorship.
That's right.
Who's been disrespectful now? It all started with the head. Silk, I can preach.
But if you're looking for his head to be the head, we in trouble.
Listen, let me move the story along.
Okay.
So Black Lives Matter house of cards are falling apart. It looked like their tax exemption is being threatened after failing to disclose the detail of $60 million. Now, Silk, I remember when, you had the woke corporations giving them hundreds of millions of dollars. And now, this $60 million, where is that?
Where is it at?
You had one of the leaders that stepped down, but she done bought some mansions. It's being alleged that one of the founders, I think they sent so many millions over there to a charity in Canada. Like something is so off here. And Black people, they said your Black Lives Matter, but I don't see where they did nothing for Black lives.
So she bought a mansion and left a lot of them left in a matchbox. Is what it looked like.
Or left them holding matches and bricks to burn down your community.
All of these millions of dollars.
Yeah.
They just taking it, and it looked like it may be some type of money laundering.
Well, I don't know. I can't say that. I'll say allegedly.
Yeah, that's why I said possibly.
Yeah.
Might.
But I want people to see how back in 2020, off the pains and off the back of George Floyd, all of this money was raised. And now look at what's happening. But how many of this went to Black lives, Black communities, Black neighborhoods, Black businesses?
How many?
Yeah. And you know what? I believe somebody may go down for this. Well, you need to, because they done bought mansions, they done sent money to Canada, to that charity. Something's wrong up in
But
here.
look how it is whenever Black people are being used to push a white liberal agenda, and Black folks, you're left holding a bag of ashes. Who's going to be left holding the bag for this?
I want to know how many more people going to continue to pump your fist for an organization that wants to break up the nuclear family and don't care anything about your Black lives. And where's the woke corporation?
Where you at?
Why y'all ain't saying nothing about y'all money? Y'all done pump hundreds of millions of dollars into this organization, and they can't give you the details of what's going on with this $60 million. Why y'all ain't saying nothing?
They somewhere hiding.
Yes, they are. They somewhere hiding. And Black people, you have to stop allowing this organization to hoodwink and bamboozle you all.
That's right.
It's going to be something else where they're going to pop up. But when they pop up, you need to let them pop up by themselves.
That's right.
You need to ignore them. I wouldn't have anything to do with them.
Nothing.
That's what should happen.
That's right.
Let me move the story along. So there was something that just went, it didn't go over my head. I saw it play out. I had to tweet about it.
Okay.
India Arie and Joe Rogan. Take a look at this.
I empathize with the people who are leaving for the COVID disinformation reasons, and I think that they should. I also think that Joe Rogan has the right to say what he wants to say. I also think that I have the right to say what I want to say. So as an artist who builds, Spotify is built on the back of the music streaming. So they take this money that's built from streaming and they pay this guy $100 million, but they pay us 0.003% of a penny. Just take me off.
Okay. I just want to say this. I want to make a point.
Yeah, make a point.
India Arie, you cannot make Joe Rogan responsible for the money that you're not getting.
That's right.
And it sounds like you have a money problem. You need to talk to the right people. Don't address that towards Joe Rogan. Don't throw off on him because he got a good deal and you didn't. You need to talk to the right people. And Joe Rogan addressing his issues. That ain't the right people. Talk to your managers. Talk to your executive producers. Talk to those people. But don't address Joe Rogan with this.
That's right.